Hello and welcome, this is Old Man Poole. Magic Arena has gone through some pretty sizable updates. The most exciting thing, at least for me, is that Dominaria drafts are available all the time now. They're also competitive drafts, which is kind of sweet. That means that they are finally a best of 3 format, which means things like sideboarding will actually matter. And that's something that, Quick Draft wasn't quite cutting it for me. I'm pretty sure these are still against bots, which is not quite the whole experience. I really do hope that they'll bring like a full 8-player queue. Even if you have to wait a little bit, I still think that is really the best way to draft. But all the same, I think I'm going to jump into one of these guys today, and we'll see how far we get. Hopefully you guys aren't tired of Dominaria drafts just yet. I still am in love with the format. I think I could probably play this for a few more months and really not be tired of it yet, but excited for that. Yes, let's do that. Alright, so in our first pack, we don't have anything really nuts. Vicious Offering is probably our single best card. Spore Crown Thallid is also pretty powerful. Juggernaut's maybe a consideration. I think we're just going to take the Vicious Offering and not really look back here. Ooh, this pack is sweet, but before I talk about it, I should say that I really do appreciate everyone that's subscribed to the channel, everyone that likes and comments on the videos. You guys really are the best. You're the reason I can keep producing content over and over, and so thanks so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do it. I put out new videos Tuesdays and Saturdays. I know there's also been a couple of people that have given me feedback that you're not quite as big on arena content for a variety of reasons. A lot of you don't like the visual appeal. Some people also aren't quite as big on things like the best of 1 format, although we've moved on past that now, which is nice. So let me know in the comments if you really would rather just see Magic Online content. I can definitely provide that. I think that Arena is kind of where Magic's trying to push itself, where it's trying to position for the future. But if you guys just don't want to see this content, I completely understand. I guess I will produce content for whatever you guys want to see. Okay, that was a lot of talking. Thanks for watching. You guys are the best. What are we taking here? Got an interesting choice. We have Sheevan Fire, Slimefoot, and Castdown, I think, are our main considerations. Castdown is not a bad follow-up to Vicious Offering. We could take Slimefoot. That's definitely more speculative, especially given that we just barely passed a good Saproling card. I think that Slimefoot's actually the best of the 3 cards if we do end up in green-black. We could also take Sheevan Fire, which I think is borderline the best of the commons. This does shift us in a different direction. I think if we were just going to take the removal spell, we'd probably take Cast Down over it, even though I think Sheevan Fire is a little bit better. I think I'm going to take Slimefoot. I'm not real confident in that. I think that if I was drafting for like a really big high-stakes tournament or whatever else, I'd probably take Cast Down. But Slimefoot's sweet. I haven't had a chance to play him since very early on in the format, and I can get behind playing a Saproling's deck if that comes around. So let's try for Slimefoot. Committing to 2 colors this early is definitely not fantastic, especially given that we don't have tons here. We'll probably take Skittering Surveyor. I think that this is definitely a card you're happy to pick up early. It makes picking up cards like Slimefoot a little bit less awkward, since we could potentially splash that. This is a great late game card. You don't have to be able to play it on turn 3 to like it a lot. Blue does seem to be in high abundance here. There's a Deep Freeze and Divination, I think, are the best 2. This pack's a little bit light, just on power in general, but let's take the Surveyor. Ooh, Cabal Stronghold's kinda sweet. Could take like Winggrace Acolyte. It's just a black card, which is fine. There's Gitu Journey Mage and Keldon Overseer in red, Gideon's Reproach in white. Jorah's Familiar if we really want to stay open, but I don't think that's necessary. Cabal Stronghold's kinda sweet. I'm not sure that's actually what we want to be doing, though. I think I'm gonna take the Winggrace Acolyte. I think you really do have to have a lot of swamps before this pays off for you. And admittedly, it can be powerful, but you gotta be close to mono black before you're hitting this on like turn, or like lands 6 or 7 anyway. And if you've already got the lands, 7 or 6 or 7 lands, Cabal Stronghold's bonus isn't gonna matter too much. Let's take the Winggrace Acolyte. Yeah, so continuing up with not much green here, still seeing some reasonable blue. I like Opt, Tolarian Scholar, and Syncopator both fine. I think I'm probably going to take Jousting Lance out of this pack. This card has been very impressive to me, works very well with a variety of cards, and best when you're on the beatdown, but even if you're a little bit more defensive, I think Jousting Lance is fine. Another Winggrace Acolyte. There's also a Garna here, which is a little bit of a late pickup. I think we're probably gonna take Garna. We've got Skittering Surveyor, we potentially could splash this. Green hasn't seemed extraordinarily open, so we might end up being like black-red. Although we haven't seen much red or much green. Honestly, there's been a lot of blue, and kind of a smattering of black and white. I think Garna is enough better than the Windgrace Acolyte that I think we should go for it, though. I guess if you have a ton of mana, it actually synergizes with both. Kind of interesting that it's like some text cut off on the bottom of this card. Oh, I guess it's creatures you control have haste, right? For some reason, it's not lined up quite right for Garna. That's kind of funny. It's a late deep freeze at this point, and a dark bargain. I could jump into blue. Maybe there's just no drafters on blue. We've been passing it for quite a while now. It feels like kind of a late pickup. I think I'm going to stay true to dark bargain. Black has seemed reasonably open, and we can have that as kind of our central color, and maybe splash for a couple other things. I don't think that's terrible. Here we've got Divest, which definitely goes up now that it's a best of 3 format, and I do like having cards like this in my sideboard. Nothing else here that's real exciting. Pierce the Sky is probably marginally better as sideboard cards, but we're not confident we're going to be green, so... Primordial Worm, Tolaran Scholar, Rampaging Cyclops. I'm probably going to take the Cyclops. I think this is the most playable card here. Maybe we end up being like black-red and splash green. Nothing was absurd there, but I think that was the best card. Out of this, I guess probably Adventurous Impulse. This is a card that you're very happy to play if we do end up in green. Green has felt really, really cut, but maybe we'd see a bunch in pack 2 or something and get there. And lots of blue coming around the table. Pick up a Divest there. I don't know. I wonder if we're just going to regret not going really, really aggressive on blue. Ooh, so this is interesting. So we have Jaya's Immolating Inferno, and Valduc, and Fungal Plots, I guess, are probably the picks. Valduc works very well with Jousting Lance, which we already have. This is early enough in the draft that we could maybe pick up a couple of other synergistic cards for it. If we're taking the red spell, do we just take the Immolating Inferno? Right now we have 2 historic cards. I think we'd really need to get a handful more. I don't think it's really likely that either of these wheel. The Inferno is the real deal. This is a legendary sorcery, so you do have to really kind of build your deck around it, but if you can play this, it wins the game a lot. I think we're going to take the Inferno. This maybe will end up being a trap. I could see there being some like ways this draft plays out. We can't even play this card, but it's pretty good. Ooh, okay, and following up with a Wizard's Lightning is quite nice. Fire Fist Adept is actually something that I'm pretty happy to play as well, even with only a couple of wizards. It's probably fine actually, even if it's just on its own, although obviously it gets a little bit better if you've got some synergy, but I think Wizard's Lightning is just better. Ooh, and there's another Valduc. That's a great pickup. Herzov's a little bit interesting. We are already in black-red, so this is a nice finisher. It's really, really expensive though. 7 mana is... like, you really gotta make it into the late game to be excited about that. I think I'm just going to take Valduc here. I think this has the potential to be very, very powerful and at a cheaper cost point. They're both nice historic cards or nice legendary cards for the Immolating Inferno too, so that's all gravy. Alright, so this is our first pack, or first pick out of this pack. It's not super exciting. Stronghold Confessor's fine, so's Cyclops. There's no way to see our curve right now. Oh, I guess we can. Oh, okay. I think I actually like the way they change this around too. You can see cards up top a little bit better now. So what do we have on 2? Not a bunch. So we could just take like Bloodstone Goblin, even though it's not a very exciting card. Sometimes you just do need a filler. We're a little bit light on 4s though too. I think I might be leaning towards a Rampaging Cyclops over the Confessor. Confessor I think is a little bit better if you're aggressive. Rampaging Cyclops is a little bit better if you're defensive. And this is looking like kind of a grindy deck that finishes off with like Inferno or maybe lots of Valduc tokens, that sort of a thing. Let's take the Cyclops. Okay, and Lingering Phantom's a nice pickup. We already have a couple of good historic cards for it, and you don't need tons to make this card pretty good. If you can buy it back once, it's already pretty fantastic. So let's pick that up. Ooh man, it's a late Merfolk Trickster. I think we're just going to take Keldon Raider out of this pack. This is our best 4-drop that we've picked up so far. I'm always happy to play a couple of these guys. Feral Abominate. Oh my... what? Man, green did not seem open before. That's nuts, though. Llanowar Elves and a Sapling Migration this late? This is the sort of thing that makes me think that they're, like... I don't know. Drafting program still isn't quite up to snuff. because I don't think you would ever see this in the middle of pack 2 if you're playing with actual people. That having been said, I think we're pretty firmly in black-red. I'm just going to take Feral Abomination, but that's rough right there. Kill and Warcaller is a fine 2-drop if we need one. Frenzied Rage gets better with Valduk. Maybe it's a sideboard option. Don't really want another Divest, so maybe we'll take that. Slide this down. I think we are planning on splashing for Slimefoot at this point. And do we want to take a Feral Abomination or a Fire Elemental? I guess maybe take Pierce the Sky. This is another sideboard card. If we're already splashing, maybe we would bring it in some matchups. I can't really see us ever playing a second Abomination, and really would rather not play Fire Elemental. There's another Pierce the Sky. Fervent Strike's not bad, though. And not much here. Not much here. Okay. It's kind of funny. Skirk Prospector's got like a explosion noise, I guess. Ooh, alright, cool. So Fight with Fire is a great pickup. Yeah, the shift into red, I think, has really paid off for us. This card is one of the best cards in the set. I think it's going to be the best card in our deck when we take it here. Yeah, really can't complain. Fire Intervention and Thaldon would be good if they came around, but if they don't, they don't. Yeah, I would still like to pick up maybe 1 or 2 more legendaries. If it doesn't happen, obviously it doesn't happen. We currently have 3. Probably good enough to play the Inferno in a slow deck. Probably. Okay. Out of this, we're taking Sheevan Fire. I think that's a pretty solid, pretty easy pickup. Isolated Chapel's a little bit interesting, but we don't have anything obvious that we need to splash just yet anyway. Sheevan Fire is good. Sulphur Falls. Did we get any blue we were, like, nuts about? Oh, that's right. I need to remember to take rares a little bit more aggressively, too, at the end of packs, since they do help boost us up. And Sulphur Falls is a little bit interesting. I think Valduk is just where we want, though. The legendary or subtype matters an awful lot. We do have 1 Jousting Lance. Passing another Short Sword. Really probably should have picked up another one of those at some point if we could. Good blue here. Probably take Fungal Infection out of this pack. Could take Windgrace Acolyte, but I don't hate having a little bit more early interaction. Fungal Infection is pretty solid. Ooh. Okay, the store is offline. Good to know. Ooh, Whisper's pretty good here. Yeah. I think this card is pretty powerful on its own, and again, just having that legendary subtype is a big deal when we're trying to cast the Immolating Inferno. Ooh, another Jousting Lance. This draft has gone pretty well for us. Yeah, I think we're just gonna take the Lance with 2 Valduk in play. That's a pretty powerful force on its own. Blue does seem really open. I think we could have had a nuts good blue deck, but tis what it is. Do we want to take anything here? Maybe Warlord's Fury is our best option. Don't really like any of this. We'll take Servant as a sideboard card. Memorial of Folly coming around is actually really nice. Those Deep Freeze, yeah, like, I just don't trust their algorithm. Like, cards like this are too good to be coming around this late, I feel like. We've also got a Kilden Overseer, but I think that the Memorial is what we want. We have a good number of playables already. Yeah. And being able to buy back one of our powerful cards is always welcome. Okay, I think that this draft went fairly well. I don't think we ended up with a crazy nut deck, but definitely a very serviceable one here. Cool. Good little reminder that we're gonna gain some progress towards the vault. Alright, what do we actually want out of this deck? Always a little bit hard for me to see how many cards we have exactly so far. 26... We really have 32 main deck? That's... Oh, because we've got lands in there already? Oh, yeah. So, still though, 32. Alright, so we can cut quite a bit out of this. Don't think Frenzied Rage is great, although with 2 Valduks, maybe it is. That is a way you just kind of steal games. Feral Abomination's getting cut. Probably a Cyclops is getting cut. Soul Salvage, maybe. Divest is getting cut. Demonic Figure's getting cut. Warlord's Fury's getting cut. Yeah, I'm not quite as good about moving stuff into the sideboard just yet. Probably don't want Servant. Probably don't want Rat Colony. What does that bring us down to? We are now down to 25. Okay, yeah. That was some pretty easy cuts to thin us down to this point. How many creatures do we have? 13. Non-creature being capitalized is tilting me just a little bit, but it's beta, right? It's beta. They don't know any better. Fervent Strike seems not terrible. Maybe we don't want one of the other 2-drops down there. I think I actually don't hate Frenzied Rage with Faldeck, although maybe it should be a sideboard card. The blowouts can be pretty bad. That's a card that I already kind of want to kill. Play something like that. And maybe we cut Soul Salvage. We already have like Memorial to Folly and Whisper, which can bring back powerful stuff. Alright, I think I like this as our complete deck. And yeah, I don't know, what do we call this deck? Black-Red Burn 'em Up. Jaya seems good. Cool, are we set to go? I'm suspicious because I don't usually use their land recommendations, but I think this is it. Let's take one last quick look at our sideboard, make sure we didn't miss anything. It doesn't really look like it. Okay, cool. Ooh, and we have a new different background here as well. Full decks, let's take out. Huh. Ooh. Alright, some different emblems. I'm not sure if I like that better or not. Call me Salami. I appreciate my opponent's name. This hand's fine. Let's go ahead and keep. Opponent is on the play. One thing that's worth noting is I'm pretty sure they've also gotten rid of the draw 2 hands, see which hand is better for you in competitive. So we might be mulliganing a little bit more than we did in quick drafts. It's funny, that's actually an innovation that I kind of wouldn't hate seeing. Just still don't really know if we want top or bottom there, unfortunately. In digital formats, I actually kind of like the fact that they help mitigate mulligans, but I can definitely understand. Ooh. Yeah, we got a lot of kind of new effects. I can definitely understand them wanting to stay true to the card like Paper Magic. Okay. Kildan Warcaller or Cabal Evangel. I think these cards are actually end up being identical in our deck. Is there any reason to play one over the other? I guess we have more red in hand. Sure. Kildan Warcaller. Looks like my opponent might be trying to shape up for a blue-red Wizards deck, which can be scary. We're not that far from casting an Inferno if we need to wipe out something like an Adeliz. Okay, I'm okay. My opponent's just got Wizard Lightning here. With any luck, with Devil Blue, they won't have a good follow-up. Alright, we take it. Down to 18. Still don't know if this is too loud. I'm always paranoid in Arena. It always seems louder than it should be. We're going to play Valduk here. Kind of hope my opponent doesn't have removal for it. I think it's better than playing... Well, maybe we do want to play Cabal Evangel. So we're probably just trading off of this card anyway. And the Sandbags or the Inferno a little bit later. It's less mana efficient, but is that actually that important? We're probably going to play the other one next turn anyway. Unless we draw something better. And the odds of it being exactly a 2-drop when we've already hit Kildan Warlord is not real high. Let's play the Evangel. If this runs into something like a counterspell, we'd be happier too. Possibly I'd Syncopate. It's another consideration I think makes the Evangel a little bit better. Ooh, no attack. Interesting. Syncopate seems not unlikely. Let's play the Kildan Raider. We can pitch the Lingering Phantom here and actually get it back with Valduk, which is some pretty good value. It does not get countered. Yeah. Cool. And do we want to actually attack here, or do we want to trust that, like, the Inferno eventually is going to win it for us anyway? My opponent's probably got something. They didn't attack with the Lob Runner, so it doesn't make anything like Combat Trick. Are there any flash creatures that really blow us out? There's the Merfolk Mistbinder, I guess. Yeah, I guess we're not going to attack. If they have the Mistbinder, I do want to be able to block. About the only thing I can think of. Opponent is pausing on end step. Okay, just for a blink of an eye. Another reason why I'm happy to keep the Evangel back. It's like a creepy noise too. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm in love with actually the new visuals. Because let's let me know if it makes it seem a little bit better. Weight of Memory. Milling us. Okay. And Wizard's Lightning off the top. So my opponent refueled there. That's definitely pretty solid. We could... I think we're just going to play Keldon Raider. I think it's our most efficient line. Still kind of want to sandbag Valduk for a turn where we can, or we want to Inferno a little bit later. We could swing now because we have Wizard's Lightning, I guess. Play the Keldon Raider first. Pitch our Swamp, draw another card. Not bad there. I guess we can't actually cast Wizard's Lightning. Yeah, we're still not going to attack. I'm just going to wait. I think against the blue-red tempo deck, we probably have the late game. Especially with the Inferno in hand. This Coldwater Snapper's annoying. Ooh, Garna is kind of an interesting consideration, though. So we could play a Valduk and keep up Wizard's Lightning, but if we do that, we cannot return the Lingering Phantom. Lingering Phantom's a little bit nice to be able to block the Coldwater Snapper. So we could just, yeah, Valduk and build out the board. Seems not terrible. We might try and double block the Snapper when it gets in next turn. They have another trick, that's unfortunate. I think that's a risk we're gonna have to take. We could just take it too until we get the Lingering Phantom out in play. No attacks. Coldwater Snapper. That is a big threat. Opponent deep freezing the Keldon Raider. Makes me think no combat trick. Double block. Really don't think so. Especially with Garna potentially next turn, or Lingering Phantom just being able to block more effectively. Yeah, I think we're just going to take it here and plan on playing Lingering Phantom, and then next turn's not too bad. Arcanist, ooh, and a Vicious Offering, which I don't hate either. We're just going to play the Lingering Phantom. So Keldon Raider is not particularly useful anymore against the Coldwater Snapper, but it does potentially hold off some of the lower, smaller stuff my opponent could have going on. We're still at 14. Like I said, I think we have a lot of inevitability in hand. We could currently Immolating Inferno and blow up a lot of what my opponent's doing. And Garna's going to be able to get back Lingering Phantom, even if it dies here. And we'll block. They got a trick, they got a trick. Which I think they would. I think that's the only reason you really would make this potential trade. Okay, Fuddle's fine. It's a pretty good tempo play for my opponent, but we're going to get good value all the same. Or good value. I guess not necessarily. Well, no, it's a pretty good tempo too. Cloud Sphinx is annoying. Dangerous. That may have to get Vicious Offering did. Sure, so I think we're going to try and use Vicious Offering on the Cloud Sphinx and flash in Garna, which means that we can get Keldon Raider back. Oh, that's actually not quite enough mana for Phantom, though. So alternatively, we could just, like, Immolating Inferno and wipe my opponent's board. I don't think we have to do that just yet. Really don't hate bringing back Keldon Raider, though. We could just not use Vicious Offering. No, I think that's going to be too good. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to pass on the Lingering Phantom, unfortunately. And then if we, like, put in Garna and double block, that all seems pretty good. Let's just end the turn here. Well, actually, let's... Oh, never mind, I didn't click end turn fast enough. I should have Vicious Offering the Cloud Sphinx on our turn, probably. No, because we want to be able to Garna ambush. Never mind. It all works out for the best. Okay, coming in with both. So let's Vicious Offering first. And we want to kick it. Targeting the Sphinx, sacrificing the Raider. My opponent's got a trick. It would be a little bit of a blowout, but not too bad, since we're still getting the Keldon Raider back. Blink of an eye. Okay, fair enough. It means we're not going to get blown out on the block, which is nice. Or less likely to get blown out double blocking the Coldwater Snapper. Okay, and then we're going to flash in Garna. Cannot bring back Lingering Phantom, unfortunately. Really wish we had one more land, but is what it is. We did pitch a land a while ago. I guess maybe that would be a negative. Okay, we got Keldon Raider back, which is nice. And we'll go like block, block. I won't have yet another trick. Hopefully not. Another trick would be kind of brutal. Interesting that hit the Cabal Evangel first. I thought they'd ordered their blocks awkwardly at first. My opponent gets to scry 2. I still don't know the result of that, which is unfortunate. Okay. So we can Jousting Lance equip and still Wizard... No, we cannot quite Wizard's Lightning. We could just Immolating Inferno, kill everything. I kind of like equipping up the Valduk, though. We could swing and... Wizards... No, cannot Wizard's Lightning. Wish we could Wizard's Lightning. We could just play it and... Ooh, that's true. Actually, I think I want to get that back more. So we could just play Keldon Raider, pitch like Lingering Phantom again. We don't have a great attack this turn, so equipping up actually seems not great. It could maybe bluff my opponent to not blocking or something, but we've been or have been playing like we have a counter anyway. It's not bad. And no attacks. So I think we're going to take another 3. Lingering Phantom has gotten to hit the graveyard a couple of times from Keldon Raider, which is pretty sweet. This is the 3rd Keldon Raider we've played. This card's been all over the place. Okay. Dia's Immolating Inferno, I think, is likely to do some pretty good work this next turn. Hopefully kill off pretty much my opponent's board and hit for a lot. I mean, that's a powerful smack, but... Oh, wow. So... We could play and equip both. Make a whole bunch of 3/1s. Swing... But I think we need to get the Sphinx off the battlefield. I don't really want to die to that. So if we play this for 6, then we could play another Jousting Lance. Or we could just really go for it and make sure my opponent can't, like, pump it. I don't think it's likely my opponent can pump. They might be able to bounce it. I think let's play the Inferno, I guess, for 4. And we'll see just how stupid good this card can be. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. I forget this is historic as well. Sure, I think we'd rather that over another Jousting Lance. I think there are going to be more situations where that's going to be more important. Opponent... No. Maybe acting like they had something there, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, and... Do we play it safe? What if they have, like, Skizix? Oh, Merfolk Trickster. Fair enough. Tapping down the Keldon Raider? Oh no, Valduk. Oh wow, 2 of them. Fair enough. Okay, no attacker, certainly. Okay, so this is a little bit awkward. We're gonna have to chump block these guys with the Jousting Lances. Otherwise, we just take a little bit too much damage. Guess no block. Ooh. Fight with Fire, which we can kick for 9, so we're close. So we play this for 6. No, I don't think we can. I think that means we Jousting Lance equip. We want to keep up Wizard's Lightning, I think. Let's equip there. We could just play this and equip again. We still have Cabal Evangel, probably to keep us alive. Maybe Fight with Fire can get the job done next turn. They're gonna have to chump block Valduk, almost certainly. Okay. That still gives us 2 blockers back. This is a lot of damage. We played this game pretty cautiously. I wonder if we should have been just a little bit more aggressive. That would have done us better work. But barring something pretty good, I think we've got this. We're definitely chump blocking. Lava Runner, not quite really good. Block like that. And equipping up the Lava Runner. Okay, so now we can play Whisper, keep up Wizard's Lightning. Do we have lethal if we Wizard's Lightning? Let's see, my opponent chump blocks. We still get in for 10. I guess that's 1 off, isn't it? That's 6, 10. Ooh, so close. So we could just Wizard's Lightning right now go for lethal. We'd still have Whisper in play, but that's a little bit dangerous. We could also like fight with fire and Wizard's Lightning. Maybe that's the play. Okay, yeah, I think that seems okay. That's still fairly cautious, but I think not too risky either. Alright, Valduk. This is the first time we've actually gotten to really go off with this guy, but with 2 Jousting Lances, 1 in each hand, that does some serious work. Okay, cool. Ooh, that's a nice little animation. It's not quite as abrupt. Get ready for game 2. Let's see. So we do have like Pierce the Sky, which is an option. Frenzied Rage does not seem good. Actually, Jousting Lance doesn't seem fantastic since my opponent's got a lot of like bounce interaction. Don't think we need Divest. I don't think we actually need anything. I think this is good enough to try for another game. Change your lock to submission. Your deck is not updated until submission. Submit. Okay. My opponent looks like they have submitted as well. Oh, we have a little indicator that we're up on 1 match. Yeah, I think this is some overall improvements. I'm not sure I love all the visuals, but let's go ahead and keep this. Hand looks pretty solid. One has mulligan down to 6, it looks like. I like just about any hand that's got 3 lands and 4 spells, though. That's about the golden ratio. Okay, play Mountain. See if my opponent's got something to start off. Not quite yet. A Slimefoot, not our best draw since we can't cast it yet, but hopefully at some point in the future. Until that time, we've got a Keldon Warcaller, which might just get shot or something here, but my opponent has Opt. Fair enough. Definitely a good card when you're mulliganing. Can kind of help you look for either lands or spells. And it's... anytime you got free mana, you'd love to be casting Opts. But that 1 mana is a cost. It's not free. E2 Journey Mage. Fair enough. There's an Immolating Inferno. Again, another card that I'm partial to. I think we're just going to pass here. Don't really want to trade damage. Don't really want to use Wizard's Lightning, except for maybe response to like a combat trick or something. We kill in response now. It's 2 damage. Yeah, I think that's okay. My opponent hasn't actively shown us any combat tricks. Mostly just bounce on our stuff, which means Wizard's Lightning isn't quite as bad, or quite as powerful. Keldon Raider looks pretty good. I might wait, though, till we have a few more lands, just to be able to toss back. So let's play a Rampaging Cyclops here. I still think I'm just going to play conservatively with things like Slimefoot and Jaya's Immolating Inferno. Getting in a couple of points of damage with the Keldon Warcaller just doesn't necessarily seem like our best route to victory. Alright, and my opponent has had enough, it looks like. Cool. Hey, we won our first match of competitive in Arena. Feels pretty good. Let's see if we can't go all the way to that sweet 5-0. Alright, match 2. So these are variable length, which means that we may have kind of a an interesting dichotomy of like video lengths, I guess, when I'm posting. If we go all the way for the 5 wins, it could be a fairly long series with best of 3s. But it also can be over remarkably quickly, I guess, if things go poorly for you. Such dramatic music. And I guess it's good to know that my opponent isn't always spells and luck now. They're not necessarily evil. Let's go ahead and keep this, I think. Again, I like lands with three lands, 4 spells. Let's go ahead and keep. Maybe they didn't get rid of the 2-hand draw things. It feels like we've had a lot of great hands. Yeah, at this point we're going Keldon Warcaller. Maybe you have to take a turn off in the middle. Ooh. A Fungal Plots is its own kind of dangerous, certainly. I think the best Saproling decks will definitely beat our deck here, but the best Saproling decks tend to be the best decks in the format, so yeah, that's dangerous. Probably just gonna Vicious Offering that. Let's go ahead and attack first. We would definitely use Fervent Strike if my opponent wanted to block, but somehow I doubt it. They could have, like, Fungal Infection, I guess? Ooh, they do. Okay. So we, I guess, can allow my opponent to block and then trade. Alternatively... So I guess the question... Well, I guess, or we could use Fervent Strike. Because that's just for the end of the turn, right? Is Fervent Strike good here? Sure. I think this is okay. And I guess that means we can leave up Spore Crown, or the opportunity to kill Spore Crown Thallid. Although, on the other hand, I really don't want my opponent to get us next turn either. So let's just shoot it now. If my opponent had like a combat trick, Gift of Growth sort of effect, we look pretty embarrassing there. So we're not great. We just played a game of attrition. Ooh, here's Torment. That's gonna be really big. Okay, well, can't do too much about it. Let's swing at the Kilden Warcaller. My opponent has the potential to make one creature off the fungal plots. The Rampaging Cyclops. Changer's Torment, not a card I'm usually a big fan of, but it's gonna be big, and we actually don't have a great answer to it. Oh man, and Josubes. Good night. Haha, good night. I killed myself. Do we want to bluff? Not too much. We'll use Rampaging Cyclops. Get in there. Play Velduk. And then we're gonna have to deal with a pretty big creature. A 9/9? Okay. Oh wow, this is actually the first time I've seen this token. That's a sweet token. Look at those teeth. I mean, oh no, look at those teeth. Do we want to double block? Try and use Fungal Infection. My opponent has another combat trick. It kind of wrecks us. I think that our creatures are actually worth more than the damage. Maybe I shouldn't have swung with the Rampaging Cyclops last turn. Oh wow. The lifelink. The lifelink. Okay, well, 6/6, my opponent goes back up to 15. This might be pretty tough for us to beat. They are out of cards, which is good. But they can still get more off fungal plots, too. Yeah, I guess we'll cast Windgrace Acolyte. I mean, that helps buy us a little bit of time. We may have to go for a pretty dramatic multi-block on the horror. Get rid of 2 lands. I guess that's upside, although we would like to find another mountain at some point, too. Alright, well, we'll pass. Chainer's Torment, huh? Okay. Yes, Velduk triggers twice a turn. It's a little bit annoying for activated abilities, given that it doesn't actually do anything, but... Alright, so right now, at least, they can't get any more value off of it. Okay. So is there any way we can save ourselves from a 6/3 for 1? Block like that doesn't actually do anything, so I think we just throw everything in front. I think we do have to block it. That should be more than enough. If they have a trick, it's gonna be bad, but if they have a trick, it's kinda gonna be bad regardless. So I get to leave just the Kilden Warlord behind, or Warcaller, and then we need to find a way to fight our way through Josubes. Royal to Folly can get us some value. Does that mean they're going that way with blocks? I mean, that would make sense if it was that first, then that, then that. Oh, it's my turn to select damage. My bad. It's weird that it goes in reverse order. Yeah, my turn. Okay. Mountain's not terrible. I think we're probably going to bring back Velduk. I think one of our best outs is either the Lance, which is powerful, or just finding Immolating Inferno, in which case we want the Legendary. But nothing we can do right now other than use Memorial to Folly, which we can do on my opponent's turn. And we've got 7 mana. I guess we could actually play it though, couldn't we? Okay, maybe that's better. Can I cancel this? I want to tap my mana specifically, but... Alright, hopefully it doesn't tap out our red. Probably won't, yeah. I'm always scared, because once in a while that does kind of burn you. Oh, did I already go to attack? No attack. There we go. Okay, so probably just gonna take the 4 from Josie Vess here. Again, I think we gotta get going with Valduk to realistically win this game anyway. Maybe we'd risk the fungal infection multi-block this next turn. We still trade away Valduk, which feels unfortunate. Oh wow, Sonic Fraley's. My opponent's deck looks really good. Song, Josie Vess. I was gonna say Chainer's Torment, but I actually don't think Chainer's Torment's particularly good. It's just looked good there. Okay, so Josie Vess I'm sure gets in. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for the multi-block here. And we're just gonna block like this. I don't really want to give my opponent a free sap rolling. They're gonna kill Valduk, probably. But if they don't have a trick, it's not terrible. Really does feel like it should hit in order. Okay, well Slimefoot's gonna be good maybe eventually. Do we want to swing at the Keldon Warcaller? I guess we don't really have the life to play with. And my opponent could always just bring it back with Fungal Plots. That doesn't seem very good. Alright. Well, on Slimefoot. We do have 2 outs to it. And then making Saprolings turn after turn after turn might be enough to get us back into this. Goodness. Chainer's Torment. Well, it's the first time I've, like, lost to that card. And it will not be the last, but... Cannot get over the cat noise. Cannot get over it. Every single time, the cat noise. Oh no, the Inferno. Okay, well, we're caught with 2 unplayable cards in our hand. I suppose that's the reward for greed, right? Yeah, can't complain too much. Alright, so... we chump block and stay alive. Yeah, let's go to 1. Pretty much have to find like a... I guess a Whisper. We've already hit both Valduks, right? Okay, yeah. Irrelevant. Good game. Oop. Oh man, I think they switched these around too. Alright. Pretty soundly smashed there. But I could definitely see that going another direction as well if we were a little bit more proactive with our start. Opponent didn't show us too much removal, despite the fact that they were playing black, so I could bring in Frenzied Rage and try and Mize a game with Valduk. Doesn't seem terrible. This all seem okay. Lingering Phantom's maybe a little slow, although I guess if we're making that argument, maybe Slimefoot's a little bit slow. Not really sure what to cut. Fungal Infection, Bite the Dust. That was really good against a bunch of Saprolings, though. Maybe Fervent Strike. Okay, let's do this. Not 100% on that sideboard plan, but I do think that going for the miserly victories with Valduk's not necessarily bad. I'm going to keep this. I don't love this hand, but it is 2-drop, 3-drop. If we don't draw a lot of lands, this will end up being quite good. We even have our forest, so... One has Mulligan down to 6, it looks like. And we will show no mercy. Okay. Another land there is pretty much the least exciting draw. We really don't want to hit more, pretty much, for the rest of the game. On Valduk. Give us, like, a Jousting Lance. That would be great. Adventurous Impulse. Always a card I'm happy to play. Llanowar. Okay. Interesting. So I could have taken a land if there was a land in there. Swamp, what are you doing to me, deck? Come on. Clearly we have not been chanting hard enough about our colors that we want. Okay, Warcaller, get in there. And then Fungal Infection. Fair enough. Pretty efficient answer for my opponent. They got to get a little bit of land selection and use the infection all in one turn. And we got a grip full of lands over here. This is only really good if we find exactly Slimefoot and they can't answer it. There's Fungal Infection. I think we probably will just use that to kill the Llanowar Elves. I don't really want my opponent to be able to ramp next turn. Okay, there we go. It is dead. Not going to show my opponent the forest if we don't need to. I guess actually that's a lie. We should play that in case they've got the Skin Witch. I have been burned by that a few too many times. Well, there's Chainer's Torment. A Sheevan Fire. A good card, a good card. Yeah, the Flood has hit us in a pretty real way this game. Though I did keep a 5-land hand. I mean, you can only blame so much, but I think I would keep that hand again if we could. Mammoth Spider does not die to Sheevan Fire, which is unfortunate. Okay, can't do anything about it. God, another land. Maybe we swing with like Saproling and offer a trade. This is going to come in as X is your life total rounded up. Let's see. Half your life total rounded up. So my opponent's going to come in with a 9/9. And you have to use everything plus Sheevan Fire to block it still. And that's still got to be the line. If Death by Chainer's Torment 2 games in a row. Is there no justice? Okay, Fungal Plots remains a fairly good card. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna throw everything in front here. Oh, I guess that's true. I can't attack quite yet. Next turn. Hey, Skittering Surveyor. Yo, dog, I heard you like lands. So I got you some lands to go along with your lands. Take action, for sure. Kind of funny, we've drawn like all of our black sources. So grab a mountain. Yeah, let's end the turn. Okay, so what's the plan now? Plan now is to throw everything in front of the Nightmare Horror and Sheevan Fire it and pray? That sounds like a plan. It's a little bit interesting if my opponent wanted to go with the Mammoth Spider there, but okay, we were gonna block all out and then... Oh! We don't have enough mana now. Oh. That is so bad. Well, that was as punt as punts get. Alright. I don't think we got a way back into this game now. But it was going to be an uphill climb, I think, regardless. Oh, yeah. That's painful. Truly painful. I know it's as soon as blocks were declared, too. Alright, good game, good game. We will disappear into the void out of shame. Ah, Chainer's Torment. What a loss. Well, yeah, that was a pretty costly misplay, but hopefully we can pick up at least one more win. That next win gives us an awful lot as far as rewards, goes a long way towards helping us recover our costs for the draft. Here we go. Okay. Alright, back into the hurdle. Cannot afford to lose any more times. Need to really grab... I'm going to say we want to go at least 3 too. That doesn't seem unlikely given how good our deck is. That last match was a tough one, certainly. We were not really very well prepared against Chainer's Torment, and then obviously throwing our whole board away to Sheevan Fire nothing is not great either. Okay, hand is good, not great. We do need black, but we've got a couple of early plays, potentially Jousting Lance can get in there. Let's go ahead and keep. I think this hand will play reasonable defense and reasonable offense. And if we find one mountain, all of a sudden the hand is about as good as we can hope for. Ooh, man. Cannot get over that Sheevan Fire. That was pretty rough, pretty rough. Alright, my opponent's Opts game's been strong these last couple of matches. We played, I guess this is our 5th game, and I think I've seen like, I don't know, 3 Opts. Alright, Opts game is medium. Okay, Cabal Evangel. Well, let's get in there. See what my opponent's up to. Obviously, whenever I see blue, I always immediately jump to Blue-Red Wizards, but that doesn't have to be what's going on. Okay. Mountain would be nice. We're going to have to sell for Jousting Lance here, I think. I guess we have the slight upside that my opponent's going to be kind of confused as to what we're doing. Alright, let's get in for 2. And we're just going to play the lands. My opponent had Syncopate. This doesn't actually do anything for them. Seems like a likely card they could be holding. It did not auto-pass on them, so either they were bluffing with control, which is... people don't do that too often in Arena yet. And... ooh, they had the Djinn. That'd be interesting. We'd actually kind of race that not terribly with the Jousting Lance. Okay, so we're missing a land. I think all we really can do here is equip and go for it. My opponent's got like Blink of an Eye or something, so be it. It'll be a good tempo play for them. Oh, Befuddle. Fair enough. And that's a little bit awkward, but not terrible. No attacks. Yeah, I think my opponent's probably land screwed as well. Just can only seem to find islands. I think it's very, very unlikely they truly are a mono blue deck. I have seen mono red, I think, one time in Dominaria, but it's not the baseline. Alright, get him Cabal Evangel. Okay, opponent has the perhaps not unexpected Blink of an Eye. I'm not sure what this, like, what that sound effect's supposed to be. It's like a creepy, like, truck backing up or something. I'm also not really sure why my mana's not prioritizing keeping fungal infection available, but... alright, blue-white. Opponent has found it. So if we need, like, Vicious Offering a Cloud Reader Sphinx, we can. Opponent's gotten some pretty good value plays so far, though. They managed to play 3 cards that all said draw a card on them. Enemy Journey Mage continues to be annoying. This Cabal Evangel has had a rough couple of days. Okay, another land. I do like another land. We could play Whisper just because it's mana efficient. Sure. You can make the argument that we want to be able to block with like Cabal Evangel, but I think given that we are pretty stuck on cards in hand, actually just being mana efficient there is a little bit better. Okay, Knight of New Benalia. It's not particularly exciting, especially given that we have fungal infection. Do we want to just trade here? Whisper does have a lot of utility going forward, but I think we're just going to block. Again, mana efficiency and making sure we don't die, I think, is one of our major priorities. If my opponent wants to use the Gainer Approach there, that's not terrible. Alright, we found another land. I kind of want to keep up Fungal Infection this time around. In order to play Cabal Evangel, and I'm not going to equip. We have Vicious Offering. That's something that my opponent really wants to do. Otherwise, we're just probably going to try and block everywhere. And we'll even have a Sapling token for Vicious Offering now. Yeah, see, that's just going to kill a big Academy Drake. So, our answers are actually lining up pretty well here. No attacks, that's interesting. Definitely not going to save my opponent from a fungal infection to the Knight. And then a Vicious Offering follow-up on the Academy Drake. We did leave up mana. It's definitely a little bit suspicious because we could have equipped the lands, although it didn't actually help us with blocking either, so can kind of go either way on that. Yeah, I don't know, it's like weird, like, industrial grinding. Okay, well, Garna would be good if we had red. We're just going to play the Windgrace Acolyte here. And that reveals just how land screwed we are. 3 pretty good cards going into the graveyard, but such is life. We can start getting in with Windgrace Acolyte now. That combined with Jousting Lance is a fairly quick clock. And my opponent doesn't really want to bounce the Windgrace Acolyte, because giving us life over and over is... it's a downside. I mean, you'll still bounce it if you need to, but... Right, Skittering Surveyor goes and finds just white here. This opponent looks like they're just using it to fix their draws, which I think is a perfectly reasonable utilization of it. Even if it's not the most, like, nuts one. Ooh, yay, Mountain. So with that in mind, I kind of want to play the Warcaller, and then maybe have Garna up next turn. With 3 mana, I don't think there's as many things that blow us out. I mean, if they have, like, Blink of an Eye, I'm just not that unhappy about them using it here. They could have Gideon's Reproach, because that'd be a little bit awkward. Still not terrible for us, though. Although we would have rather used Gideon or Garnet to save it if they did. Okay, the opponent does not have it, and we get the upside of 5 free damage, so that feels pretty nice. Even though we were fairly mana screwed for quite a long time there, we did have a pretty good draw. My opponent was kind of slow off the ground. A lot of just interaction that, I mean, you don't really want to use your good interaction on Cabal Evangel anyway. But they couldn't really force damage. Okay. Oh yeah, we'll definitely just go ahead and block this. We're not getting advantage with Garna, but that's okay. One's got a trick. Fine by me. Okay, so another mountain means that we're now 1 land of any kind of way, right? No, we need 9. Oh, and fire's expensive. Okay, let's swing with our Acolyte. And intend to just cast Garna probably next turn. Hopefully buy back a Keldon Warcaller. My opponent wants to get in with Academy Journey Mage. Opponent coming in with everything. So we can't block and get it back. I think I'm okay taking 3 free damage, though, for a little bit of value. Cool. And yeah, let's play Garna. And that's lethal on board unless my opponent's got something. And then Fight with Fire might be able to finish the job as well. Oh, Syncopate. Fair enough. We are still not looking bad, though. Especially with Fight with Fire getting ever closer here. That is 9, right? Yeah, that's a 5. It's a little bit hard to see in the small text. It's a 6 plus 3, yeah. Alright, Windgrace Acolyte. Do your duty. Opponent's got 1 draw to find an answer. If it's not a kill spell, we can probably kill it with Fight with Fire. Alright, well, they got it. We're still drawing live. Any 1 land will just do it for us. Creatures will still be fairly imposing, and we're at a high life total. Alright, hey, this is the first time I've gotten to kick Fight with Fire. The dream, guys. Kicker, and we're just going to choose my opponent. Submit. Alright. Hey! That's the first time in the format. That feels good. Taking your opponent from 3 to -7 on 1 fell swoop. So, my opponent does seem to be on a flyer sort of deck. Oops. About that. It means maybe we do want Pierce the Sky. We're a little bit light on removal, which is my main reason for bringing that in. It does stress the mana base a little bit more. But we could cut 1 mountain, bring in a forest, and Pierce the Sky. Again, my opponent seemed to have a fair amount of interaction, so Frenzied Rage doesn't seem great. Maybe just Rat Colony's not bad. The Wizards deck often, I think, wants to try and get in and be aggressive. They're playing a lot of 1/3s, though, which means that the Colony's worse. I don't think I'm going to bring in Pierce the Sky. Oh, this really feels like the matchup for it. Maybe we should. Alright. 1 mountain, 1 forest. Pierce the Sky, and what are we cutting? Maybe a Fervent Strike just doesn't end up being that fantastic. Sure. That card's pretty cuttable. Okay, so a little bit heavier splash. Still have 3 cards that find us green. And hopefully the Pierce the Sky is just very, very solid against what my opponent's game plan is. I think it probably will be. They got stuff like Academy Drakes flying around. Alright, let's keep. We would rather that be a mountain, but not going to toss this one back, I don't think. Okay, opponent's off to the races, also keeping 7 cards. Oh, we have Slimefoot, actually. Okay. Well, that's one reason to be happy with our forest, I suppose. Want to maybe pause there for a minute. What would that indicate? If they had Op, they would have cast, surely. Okay. Let's play Cabal Evangel. If they have Syncopate, whatever. Next turn we're going to play Valduk, and then follow it up with, in an ideal world, a Keldon Raider, but maybe a Whisper. I want to save Slimefoot for later on in the game. Okay, so they do have an opt. Wonder why they wouldn't opt to use it earlier. Maybe they... I don't know. Huh. They may have, like, clicked end turn or something? I don't know. And maybe they just drew it too. It just sort of seemed like there was a pause. It's going to get me into trouble, though, really playing for that, because some opponents are going to be better about playing around with, like, full control. And you can't assume that it's always going to be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get in with our Cabal Evangel, and then we are just going to play the Balduc. Interesting. They have a way to get it back from the graveyard? Wonder if they're going to play, like, a row... No... Unless they already have black in their hand. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. One doesn't appear to be doing too much. There's no reason to play that before combat. Yeah, let's get in with both. Gideon's Reproach doesn't seem unlikely. Merfolk Trickster would be okay, although Sheevan Fire would not be terrible against that. They can't have the 3/3. Okay, Gideon's Reproach is fine. Rest in peace, Valduc. It looks like no response for Cabal Evangel, or at least unwilling to use it. Let's play Mountain. And yeah, we're going to use Keldon Raider. Slimefoot means that extra lands aren't necessarily the end, but I still think I'd just rather have another card than our 4-cost Swamp here. Okay, Garna's not bad either. Yeah, I think we have a pretty commanding start here. We're definitely ahead on board. And with Sheevan Fire in hand, we can always kill. Okay. Academy Journey Mage is a solid start. I like Fight with Fire quite a bit. I think we just play Keldon Raider again, although I'm not actually sure we want to pitch anything this time around. I think we can afford to go on the aggressive given our hand. Certainly if we had the land here, I think we'd probably just go for Garna. You just play Whisper and hold on to the Raider. Yeah, it's not the worst. Whisper with Garna has the potential to just be pretty gross in some cases, too. Right now, all we'd be getting back is Valduc, but that's still a card. Okay, Blessed Light. Rest in peace, Whisper. And we'll take 3. Another land... Makes me kind of want to keep up Cabal Evangel and just try and drop a Garna. Seems okay. Pretty obvious that we're going to have something here. But what exactly can be hard for my opponent to really guess at. Okay. Yeah, if they don't play into it, we can always Sheevan Fire. Unwilling to trade here? They are. Do we just want to Sheevan Fire that guy away? Seems okay. So we're gonna kick this for sure. Yeah, some like weird extraneous combat noises, I feel like. Jousting Lance, equipped, get in there. We also just cast Garna at the end of my opponent's next turn and then play like Jousting Lance equip. We could play Slimefoot plus Jousting Lance. That all seems not bad. Maybe getting Slimefoot in when there's no chance of counter magic's a nice upside. Attacks. Yeah, there were a lot of options that turn. Ooh. Okay, Lyra's good. I'm glad we have Fight with Fire, because this game could go south in a hurry without it. Yeah, we're definitely going to do this before Syncopate's available. Cannot cast with Kicker, but that's okay. We'll settle for killing my opponent's bomb here. And playing another Jousting Lance. Jousting Lances are everywhere. Knight of New Benalia. That might be a card my opponent's more willing to trade for Cabal Evangel. Yeah, it's fine. We do want to get value off Garna at some point, but I think we're going to have a good shot at getting it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, Befuddle getting my opponent a 2-for-1 there. Befuddle's a clunky card, but it frequently is a 2-for-1. Like, not always terrible either. We could just Immolating Inferno for 3. Or we can wait and cast Garna. I think we wait and cast Garna. Try and trade for something on my opponent's side. They have Syncopate, specifically, that would end up being a little bit awkward. Yeah, maybe. Okay, Short Sword. Not a particularly exciting drop here, although not terrible either. And equip up the Journey Mage? Oh no, interesting. If they'd equipped the Journey Mage, then we couldn't have blocked it as effectively. Both. I guess we're going to kill the Journey Mage just a little bit better on its own. Oh, that's true. They were playing around Slimefoot +1. Block the Journey Mage. Adamant Will. Can't do too much about that. Garner's still going to do fine work, though. Let's see. If only it was a first strike card. Not quite that lucky. Divination to finish us off. Okay, Garna to get back the Slimefoot. And we could just Immolating Inferno. We got 6 mana now. I think I still kind of want to wait. But we could play like Keldon Raider. Keep both of these guys back to block. What's our best line? I want to get maximum value off the Inferno. My opponent's probably just going to swing in and trade with those guys then. Play Slimefoot and equip. We could just play the Inferno and get in for some damage. I think Keldon Raider's our best line. Yeah. Okay. Rampaging Cyclops is not bad. Gonna attack. Problem is, I think we need to block. I want the Inferno to do great work. Alright, we're gonna swing at this 1 and probably block 1. The Keldon Raider. Oh, we should have swung with Keldon Raider. That's right, it actually had haste. That was a bit of a misplay there. Okay, we'll try and trade for the Journey Mage. Okay, another Adamant Will. Fair enough. Go down to 9. Hopefully they follow up with 1 more creature. Come on, play a creature. No creature. I wonder if we've been aggressively throwing away lands too quickly. We could just Inferno. If they have Syncopate, we do kind of eat it, but then at least we have a couple of turns where we get to wait a little bit longer. I think that's our line. Maybe I've been trying to get a little bit too much value out of this. Alright, Immolating Inferno. Got the Syncopate? They're hovering over the card. Say no. Say no. Darn it. Alright. So that's good there. Maybe we could have, like, faded it out for, like, the Slimefoot. We will not attack. We will try and trade again. And then maybe start taking over with, like, Slimefoot / Warcallers, something like that. Jousting Lances have not been particularly exciting. That's certainly for sure. Alright, we did finally kill the Journey Mage after blocking it for 3 times. Okay. Let's play our Rampaging Cyclops and our Keldon Warcaller. And hopefully start to turn the corner here. My opponent has drawn a lot of lands. I guess we pitched a couple of extra ones, but they have hit a lot of lands. In Slimefoot we trust, though. In Slimefoot we trust. Alright, I'll play that and start making Zapperlings. Maybe in the future we'll utilize Jousting Lance, but not quite yet. Academy Drake is bad. We've used up pretty much all of our burn, right? Yeah. It's gonna be tough for us to answer. We can take exactly... No, can't even take 1 hit because of Short Sword. Ugh. Yeah, that's why we need the Immolating Inferno, I suppose. Yeah, so... Absolutely no reason not to Dark Bargain here. We did bring in the... Oh, we should have kept up Forest. Well, Vicious Offering's good, though. Okay. So we can take Vicious Offering, and I guess take Swamp. and then we're just not dead. So I think we want to do this now, avoid any combat tricks or shenanigans. Yeah. So we're gonna sacrifice a sapperling, sacrifice that guy. We'll get one free trigger off Slimefoot, which is nice. Man, feels like it takes a long time for creatures to die now. I'm always terrified. Do we want to get in with the Cyclops? It's fairly hard. No, because then my opponent can swing at the Voldalian Arc. Well, no, then they have to have a trick. I think we still wait. Ugh. Problem is we're just so dead to more flyers. I'm worried about putting things off too long. Windgrace Acolyte's nice. So we should equip up with the Jousting Lance. And get in there, I suppose. Swing with the Warcaller. When it goes down to 8. Guess maybe we should try to play the Windgrace Acolyte first to play around Syncopate. I didn't want to show my opponent anything, but I think that also may have been incorrect. Yeah, there's that Pierce the Sky. Lingering Phantom into the graveyard, though, which is great synergy. So we do not have quite straight-up lethal to go for it with Windgrace Acolyte, but we're pretty close. We played a close game. Opponent has... yeah. Okay, they've had enough, but that was pretty tight. That was pretty tight. Cool. Well, other than our absolutely disgusting misplay as far as Shivan Fire, I'm feeling pretty good about this series so far. I've been pretty conservative, but we've also had the Immolating Inferno a lot of the time, and I've been getting close to getting that to go off. And cool, we're up to 2-1. You have to go at least 3-2, I guess, to recoup all of your losses. And 1,500 gems for the slightly more competitive drafts. But the upside of going all the way is pretty good too. And just getting packs is never an unfortunate thing. Especially given the fact that you paid for the drafts, you get a lot of packs that way as well. Yeah, I'll have to figure out exactly what I want to do with these series, because I think they might end up going kind of long. Given that we've already played 3 matches, kind of, and that would have been like your standard on Magic Online. Playing matches in Arena does tend to go a little bit faster, but it's still, I mean, if you have the potential to play up to, I guess, 7 matches, right? Or no? Yeah, I guess it'll be 6 at most. That's quite a bit. That can be a pretty long series. And I know that the drafting portion is often the most exciting part of these videos anyway. Maybe I'll have to cut out, like, a couple of matches that are a little bit less exciting or something to that effect. I don't really want to give away spoilers either. Oof. Okay. So back to the task at hand. Hand's pretty bad. One's going first. We find Mountain actually ends up being okay, but it has to be exactly Mountain. Even then, it's maybe a little slow. Find exactly Mountain, it's okay. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this hand's better. Opponent has gone down to 6 as well, it looks like. And yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna keep this one and not be too unhappy about that. With the Scry, I think we can definitely find another land, and then we should be off to the races with a 2, 3, potentially 4, 5. Yeah, we're gonna put the Cabal Evangel on top. Or on bottom. If it was a particularly good play, maybe we'd keep it over a land, but I think I just want lands. We've already got a 2-drop with the Order Caller. Still wish you could see if your opponent went top or bottom. That might be my current biggest qualm with Arena. It is what it is for now. Just any sort of scry effect, like where they dig through there. And I feel like you should get a little bit more information. Oh wow, the Devil Memorial of Genius opening. That seems pretty sweet. Alright, well, we got Killer Warcaller, and we should have our curve complete at this point. Dark Bargain should be able to find us our last land if we need it for Garna. Short Sword is fine, not particularly imposing as an early play. Just because the mana cost to equip can be not insignificant. Slimefoot's good, not great right now, but good. Do we just want to be aggressive here? I think I'm okay trading off Valdok when we have another Garna and a Slimefoot in hand. I think I'm just going to try and keep forcing damage here. My opponent wants to like equip up the Journey Mage and get in. Valak definitely blocks that fairly well, whereas keeping the Warcaller back doesn't necessarily. Okay, Armored Explorer. Choosing to mill us. Well, they hit. Okay, so Slimefoot is dead. It's unfortunate. Ordinarily, milling your opponent isn't particularly powerful, but good work there. So now I'm in a tough spot, but I think I actually do just want to take this. Okay, Rampaging Cyclops is nice. We're going to trade for a Short Sword card, but that's okay. And I think I'm okay like trading off creatures at this point. I should have done this attack before the Rampaging Cyclops to give my opponent that little bit of fear. But the Short Sword actually makes me more inclined to trade off. Okay, opponent just taking it. I feel like we lost music. Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah. Okay, well. Well, I guess we'll have to enjoy this match in sweet silence. Fun equipping up the Short Sword on the Explorer. Yeah, we'll just trade for the Rampaging Cyclops. Ooh, no attack. So yeah, I mean, I think at this point, we just wait. We could try and swing, but we're actually missing a land to really get maximum value off Sheevan Fire anyway. So I think we just pass. We can Dark Bargain at the end of my opponent's turn. On the other hand, I could have played a land if I'd done it immediately. That might have been better. Having Sheevan Fire as an option is worth considering, but yeah, I think actually Dark Bargaining immediately to hit our land drop would have been better. Ooh, Skizix. Okay, that's a real card. They're not playing a kicked. Wow, that is an aggressive move. I'm right about that, right? Getting the end step, Skizix wasn't kicked, sacrifice it. They can't have paid for it. I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I think we'll just take the burn. I mean, even if they have like Fight with Fire, they're so far away from it. No blocks. Huh. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll Dark Bargain and be happy for the free card our opponent's given us. Let's take Mountain and Keldon Raider. We can pitch Slimefoot. Ooh, the Immolating Inferno is a nice one. I think we're still just gonna sit on our hands. I could go for an attack with Rampaging Cyclops and use the Sheevan Fire to probably get a 2-for-1. But that doesn't seem entirely necessary anyway. And we're gonna play like we could have. Oh, I guess we want Sheevan Fire up anyway. Play the Raider. And discard Slimefoot. Rest in peace. Find another land. So yeah, we could have had one more land this turn if we just actually used the Dark Bargain in advance. Minor misplays. Minor misplays. The Inferno is nuts, though. You can see how powerful it is when you do manage to get enough legendary cards for it. I think it's fairly likely that my opponent plays something just like reasonably powerful here. We kill them all and swing them for like 13 or something. Or we're just not playing anything. Fair enough. We could swing for both, offer a trade with Armored Explorer. We Sheevan Fire and potentially could Garna. To have that option, we need to play a Swamp pre-combat, whereas we kind of like to play Memorial Folly earlier. We could just swing with Keldon Raider and see if my opponent wants to block with the Journey Mage. Feels like my opponent's got to have something over there, so I'm a little bit suspicious to just walk right into it. On the other hand, if we're playing Garna, the upside is there. I think we're just going to swing with the Keldon Raider. Maybe plan on buying it back. The end of our turn, or trying. Yeah, okay, well, let's play Garna. Oh, we should play a Swamp first, I guess. We want to keep up Sheevan Fire? Maybe we don't even care. Alright, Garna. Looks like that resolves. Nothing but value. What my opponent's got over there? They can't have lands. I think if they had a counterspell, they would have used it. What's in my opponent's hand? It's an age-old game. They just got like some expensive like kicker cards or something. What would cause you to play the Skizix that way? Probably if you had Fight with Fire, and maybe if you're gonna try and like combo wombo off with like Arcanists. My opponent's still got 3 mana. We get Immolating Inferno and just go for lethal. And my opponent's got Counter Magic. It's a little bit rough. Can we play around Counter Magic? We could do 3 to everything and still have enough to block Syncopate, which isn't quite enough. We could just play Jousting Lance, equip, swing. Still have Sheevan Fire, I guess, at the least. Or we could just Sheevan Fire the Harvard Explorer and try and get in for a bunch of damage, and then Immolating Inferno probably wins us the game next turn. If we walk into it with Sheevan Fire, that's a little bit awkward, but I'd rather have Immolating Inferno post-trick. Well, sure. One just seems to have like stone cold nothing here. We just get in there. Could have the Merfolk. Sure. I want to keep Balduck alive. If my opponent wanted to like play the Merfolk and double block like Garner or something, be a little bit awkward, but not even that bad for us. Okay, opponent takes it, which means the Inferno will be lethal soon. And again, I'm pretty sure they would have countered it had they had something there. The only thing I can think of is if they've just got like some massively expensive stuff. But, or some highly situational things. But I think most cards you just play. Okay, Coldwater Snapper makes sense. That should be lethal though. They've tapped out. We'll Immolating Inferno in my opponent for quite a bit and then finish the job. Do we want to show them Inferno? Do we have to? They go like block, block. If we just equip up the Keldon Warcrawler, is that lethal on its own? We attack Marduk and play like Keldon Raider. Yeah, that should be more than enough. Then we don't have to show the Inferno, which is some slight upside. We're not gonna pitch and draw here. So cancel. Yeah, maybe my opponent just had like a whole bunch of snappers in hand or something. Regardless, I think this should be more than enough for lethal. Alright. That is enough for my opponent. Yeah, I'm not really sure what my opponent's exactly going for. Oh, we could maybe take out Slimefoot. Since splashes do get a little bit worse against Mill, just because you have to draw exactly those 2 cards, so if it hits one half or the other, it can make the splash quite a bit worse. What do we really want to bring in, though? Like just a Rampaging Cyclops? That doesn't feel very exciting. Frenzied Rage is always scary against blue. I think I'm just going to run this back. Okay, opponent took their time sideboarding there, so they may have some interesting answers for us. The only thing I can think of is, yeah, just like a billion Coldwater Snappers or some really expensive like kick threats. Maybe they didn't have a... Maybe they had like a legendary sorcery of their own? Yeah, maybe like a legendary sorcery of their own. Okay, this hand's pretty sketchy. It does have all of our lands. And Immolating Inferno. And a legendary. I think I'm gonna keep... My opponent didn't seem outstandingly aggressive last time. Playing 2 Memorial of Genius and like some Voldalian Arcanists. This hand is pretty slow though. If my opponent has a good like beatdown start, we could regret it. It looks like they have Mulligan down to 6. Hopefully not for anything too outstandingly aggressive. Land's not fantastic there. Anything other than a green land, a forest, I'm pretty unexcited about. But it is what it is. Okay, Keldon Raider's not bad. Yeah, still just sitting on our hands, hoping they don't have like Adelies or something here. Okay, Wizard's Lightning is actually a pretty good draw. We'll probably use it just to answer whatever my opponent has next turn. Since I imagine they're going to have some sort of spell this turn. Maybe not with the Memorial to Genius. Okay. Yeah, let's play our Keldon Raider, and we're just going to pitch a land. And I'm in love with this card. I think I overrate it compared to most other people, but just filtering your draws is so sweet. So sweet. Okay. And my opponent had Syncopate there. I'm not super unhappy about that either. Obviously, I like getting the Keldon Raider in play, but it's not a big deal one way or the other. So my opponent taps out for like a Cloud Reader Sphinx. We'd get in with Jousting Lands. If they don't tap things... Ooh, okay, there's Barracks. It's pretty good. Got Swamp. Don't really love going for the Jousting Lance, even though it does hit fairly hard. It's just not a great tempo play. Guess let's swing with Keldon Raider. And then we'll just keep up, like, Wizard's Lightning and Dark Bargain and take our pick on my opponent's turn. Could play Jousting Lands and still just keep up Wizard's Lightning. It's an option, too. I really want a Dark Bargain in this hand. Yeah, I kind of do. Alright. Finding lands is good. The filtering for, like, Slimefoot is also good. Alright, Barracks is pretty powerful. Opponent, again, had a pretty slow, like, opening, but that means that they probably have some pretty powerful stuff now. Yep, we go down to 16. Tit for tat with our opponent. And Harvard Explorer. Sure, let's Dark Bargain in response. Do we want a mountain? Vicious Offering seems fine. I don't really want Jousting Lands, actually. We already have one in hand. That makes the next one quite a bit worse. Okay. I imagine my opponent's going to mill us. Don't hit Slimefoot. Okay. Slimefoot is still on the table. So we can... what here? We can just play Lingering Phantom. Yeah, sure. I think that's our line. So let's swing with Keldon Raider. My opponent will probably block. Play Lingering Phantom. Still take 4 in the air. Need to be able to Vicious Offering at some point. I guess we could play like Keldon Raider or Keldon Warcaller plus Vicious Offering next turn. So we could have done that this turn too. Because Barracks is getting us dead. My hope of hopes is that we find a legendary, and then I can play the Immolating Inferno and kill multiple flying dragons with one Fire Blast. Well, I guess we'll kill one dragon plus some other miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, there's Whisper. So let's play like Keldon Warcaller. My opponent's got a counterspell for the Immolating Inferno that's awkward. But if they had it, they'd probably use it for Whisper here. I guess let's go for Lingering Phantom. Oh, my pretty. My, Crypt Keeper. Such a creepy card. The fact that it has 3 arms makes it so much creepier. Achievement Fire kicked. Okay, so I think in response to that, we are just going to Vicious Offering. We're going to sacrifice the Lingering Phantom and kill off my opponent's Bladewing. Get some good value. We can play a Jousting Lance. And then... ooh, do we want to play Jousting Lance? I guess we do. We're probably not going to be able to buy back it too many times, and we have Whisper in hand and the Immolating Inferno. Alright, I think we'll just play it here. No real value, that's okay. I think mana efficiency is actually going to be more important. So I think we're kind of slightly ahead given what's in our hand. The Water Snapper is annoying though. Forest was a nice draw. Play Slimefoot. And then we got 4 mana up, so you can make a Saproling. Or just play Whisper. Kinda want to make a... oh, that's true. Getting back actually. Lingering Phantom's pretty good. Because I can block the Snapper on its own. Yeah, that's better. I should have thought about that a little bit more carefully. Because I might have used Whisper there. This lets us keep up Wizard's Lightning. That is technically upside. Sure. We might use the Keldon Warcaller to chump block. I don't want to get too low against this opponent. Then something like a Goblin Barrage. I guess they don't have an artifact for it. They need 2 Wizard's Lightning. We can probably go to 6 and not be too scared. Okay, I have to imagine my opponent's going to attack here. I think we're just going to take it. So if they don't attack, that's fairly telling. Okay, then next turn we have 7 mana, so we'll play Lingering Phantom, and I guess that's it. Hope they can Wizard's Lightning away whatever scary thing my opponent plays as a follow-up here. Deep Freeze. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have anything to do about that. It's fine. We could, like, Wizard's Lightning in response. That feels pretty bad. At the worst, I guess that's another chump block. Blood Tallow Candle's kind of annoying. Although I think I'm mostly just irritated that we can't actually effectively use our Wizard's Lightning. Fervent Strike. So let's see. We play Phantom. My opponent kills it with Blood Tallow Candle. Try and get it back a little bit later. Yeah, I guess so. For some reason, my deck really wants to keep up black. And we'll pass here. My opponent can Blood Tallow Candle and get rid of the Lingering Phantom in the way. We can buy it back again with Whisper next turn. In addition to, like, equipping up the Lance. Okay, so Academy Drake means that we probably have to Jaya's Immolating Inferno as well. They did not use their Blood Tallow Candle this turn, though, so that actually buys us a little bit of time, too. Okay, so we've got 7 mana available. We can Immolating Inferno, 4, and then have, like, Fervent Strike up. Doesn't do too much. Yeah, I think we need to Inferno. Even though we're not getting tons of value from it. What do we have in our graveyard that we can get back? Just the Raider. I think the land's actually more important. We have to pay at least 4 for this. Oh, let's see. Can I change this? Ugh, it's not going to tap the right mana, I'm pretty sure. Because it really wanted to tap all of our mountains. Alright. Yeah. I think you can actually use Z there. Hopefully we don't need to use Fervent Strike. I'll be embarrassed if we do. Man, that was not the best Immolating Inferno in the world. I think it was a necessary one. Old Water Snapper, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, Academy Drake. Ugh, if we'd waited another turn, they might have played it again. We play Valdek, we equip. Doesn't do too much. Yeah, we're in a tough spot now. We get something back from the graveyard that does anything with, like, Whisper? Not really. Oof. Okay, alright. I think we managed to lose this game, which is definitely a true tragedy. Okay. Which are going to take a lot next turn. It's possible we could still get there with, like, Fervent Strike and stuff. Blood Tallow Candle's going to make that tough, though, too. Alright, so I have to imagine the Academy Drake's going to get in here. We'll go down to 2. Don't think we have any more answers for it in the deck. Oh, it does seem to be on, like, the big side of blue-red, though. Playing a bunch of big flyers, that sort of a thing. Daytime of Ice. Again, I think that's probably it, although that actually, since we're going to have to try and win next turn anyway, doesn't change things too much. Because they can't use the Blood Tallow Candle. So we play Whisper. We're going to use Fervent Strike and Wizard's Lightning. Is there any way we win here? They block their biggest thing. We take 2, 4, 6, 7, 10. I think that's quite enough. Block 2, 4, 7, and is there any other shenanigans we can pull? Guess we could try, like, sacking and playing Keldon Raider, but that takes a total of 8 mana, which is all of our mana. Okay, I don't think we have any outs. Okay. Some interesting lines there. We could have shown my opponent a handful of extra cards. I think we actually are going to play the drop a mountain, play a forest. and bring in Pierce this guy. Do we want... I think that Fervent Strike's just not going to be particularly good. You don't have a great answer to the turtle, unfortunately. Could play Frenzied Rage. Still seems like my opponent hasn't had a ton in the way of interaction. But Frenzied Rage is such an all-in card, too. And I think our deck is good enough that we don't really need to go for it. Alright, let's try this. Okay, it might all come down to this. Hopefully it doesn't all come down to this, but it might. Alright. Opponent again took a minute to sideboard there. And what do we got here? Not a good hand. Yeah, I think we got a mulligan this one, unfortunately. There's just a lot of ways this hand misses. Didn't have both colors of land, had our splash card, didn't have any creatures. Ooh, this hand's pretty bad too. Gonna keep though. Again, okay, mountain on top. Whew. Things are not as bleak as they at first appeared. I actually have a fairly aggressive start, which may not be bad against this opponent. So they seem to be fairly slow, powerful, but slow. No play for them, and we hit another land drop. I like hitting land drops. Alright, Keldon Warcaller. Get her done. Okay, opponent just using up Sheevan Fire. Perfectly reasonable, good interactive spell. I'm not happy to see it, obviously, but that means my opponent's happy to play it. No attacks. There, Warcaller. And we'll pass. So we have Fungal Infection. If my opponent played like a 1 toughness thing, it's not real likely. Okay. Regular old Academy Drake. We'll definitely swing here. I'd love to use Fungal Infection to interact. I don't think that's a real likely block, but if they want to go for it, great. Do we just use Sheevan Fire right now? Yeah, I think so. Still a land off kicking it, so Wizard's Lightning's probably better. One's got a pretty massive advantage in cards. They're going to drop to 6 here. We have 2 fairly, situational is a strong word, but, we're not going to be able to add to our board with these cards. Armored Explorer. My opponent's been targeting us. I imagine it will continue. Yep. Some lands and a Keldon Raider. I couldn't have played the Keldon Raider anyway, though, I suppose. We're just gonna try and keep getting in there with Wizard's Lightning. Just not winning that sort of fight, I don't think. Alright, let's pass. We'll try and use Fungal Infection, I guess. My opponent's got, Bounce. That'll be unfortunate. But we do what we must. And I think to get ahead in this game, we have to get a little bit lucky. Okay. Let's go ahead and block with our Warcaller. Okay. Looks like it goes through. And we get a 1-1 out of the deal. Trade up a little bit. Get to keep the Wizard's Lightning, which is our best card. Well, I guess it's our only card. It's the better card of the two, is what I meant. Seismic Shift. Huh. Okay. Opponent maybe anti-sideboard tech for... Interesting. Yeah, trying to play around Slimefoot, I guess. Well, I mean, that did Mana Stress pretty good. That's going to be powerful in this game. I don't think I like that as a sideboard option in general, but... Okay. And opponent just gonna keep milling us. Okay, Lingering Phantom hitting the deck is pretty good. And there's another mountain. Do we want a Wizard's Lightning? Are we going to have to Wizard's Lightning? Maybe we just need to. I want to keep up Vicious Offering, because I really do need the opportunity to kill off Academy Drakes that are almost assuredly coming. I don't know, maybe that's a little bit aggressive. We could have taken a couple of hits to our life total, too. Okay, well, our opponent's effectively milled us down to 20. the game goes that long, that's probably a good thing for us. That means we will not have been overwhelmed by card advantage before then. No play. Okay, Pierce the Sky is not particularly good. We do still have 2 forests in our deck and the Skittering Surveyor. One's got a flash card. I guess we can always Vicious Offering it. Nothing. Just gonna crack the Memorial to Genius then. Sounds fine. No, not even doing that. So I think that means they must have a flyer in hand, one of the Academy Drakes. So they really just want the 7th land. Yeah. Ain't no real reason to do this instant speed, and if we draw a forest, we'd much rather use up the Pierce the Sky. And actually, we might just cast Windgrace Acolyte instead. If we walk into counter magic with Vicious Offering, that'll be rough. They still have not hit anything green. Don't have any attacks. Well, I mean, I feel like we have not been super impressive, but we have answered pretty much all my opponent's threats. They haven't played anything truly devastating. No barracks has come down, that sort of a thing. Hopefully not this turn. Okay, Snapper's bad. Okay, so we're going to swing with our Windgrace Acolyte. We're going to chump block the Coldwater Snapper and use Vicious Offering to kill the Drake, I think. Since we have not found our green source just yet. There still are 3 more in the last 14 cards. Slimefoot Bite the Dust? I can't remember. No, Slimefoot's still in there too. Sure. Alright. Yeah, my opponent's milling us out. Armored Explorer.deck. We're down to 10 cards. Yeah, nothing we can do about it. Oh, oops. Hit Fight with Fire. Dark Bargain. Oh, we still have all our green sources. It's kind of funny. I still don't think it changes the play, even though we'd like to be able to use Pierce the Sky. I don't think we can guarantee finding a green source, and Academy Drake is just a much bigger, scarier threat than the Armored Explorer. Oh, interesting. Not going for it. In that case, I think we'll wait. Finding green would still be nice. Nice. Okay. So now I get to Pierce the Sky. Kill off my opponent's Academy Drake. Feel all sorts of warm and fuzzy about that. So if we'd known with perfect certainty what our top of our deck was, we would have blocked and used like Vicious Offering on the Explorer. But since we don't, that works out okay. We took... I guess we actually didn't even take any extra damage, probably, since my opponent did not. Or couldn't swing with the Armored Explorer that turn. Okay, Slimefoot's still in here. Slimefoot is probably our single best draw, since Fight with Fire and Immolating Inferno are gone. Imagine they're both getting in here. Alright, do your duty, Saproling. And let's kick this. They have Counterspell, but... if they don't, we're actually winning this race. My opponent will go down to 6, assuming they have nothing in hand, which is a big assumption. This has been pretty scrappy. If we manage to actually close out this game, I'll be impressed. I have not used Memorial to Genius yet. They have like another Academy Drake. The game's probably just over on the spot. But, I mean, if they've just like flooded, there's still a chance that Windgrace Acolyte gets there. Memorial to Genius is kind of inevitably not bad for my opponent, but means they didn't have anything immediately, which is good for us. We are still going to need some good draws. Come on, Slimefoot. We got a 1 in 9. Skittering Surveyor is like our worst draw. What do we still have even in the deck? No, Deep Freeze. Yeah, at least Cyclops can fight back. It's no Slimefoot, but probably one of our better draws still. Okay, certainly still not going to block. We'll hope my Rampaging Cyclops doesn't get blanked by a good blocker of my opponent's, but I don't want to just chump either. Oh, no. Well, that's going to be pretty much impossible to beat. We had a hope and a dream, but... oh, Slimefoot, you were so close. I guess there's no reason not to play it out, but it's gonna be a lot here. No, I think actually we need to just get Saprolings. Because we're gonna be dead in 2 turns, and at least a Saproling can attack next turn. Oh, yeah. Barracks and Carrick's doing a good job finishing us off here. I guess we could just make the Saproling an instant speed with Slimefoot. Probably not real likely to change. I guess my opponent wanted to try and kill it. Using it in response would be nice, but I guess that doesn't even really matter. Alright, we go down to 11 here, under the might of the Red-Blue Air Force. Make 1 Saproling. Whisper. That doesn't actually do anything, right? Yeah, alright. Well, we fought the good fight, but I think we were pretty, like, kind of behind pretty much the whole game, and we're not able to quite find our way back in. Well, not an entirely happy end of the series. We went 2-2, which isn't misery, but not great either. And I think our deck was fairly good. I think we potentially could have gone the distance. On the other hand, I'm not really sure how we would have won against the Chainer's Torment, and we obviously had kind of a tough draw in that last game there. But cool. I mean, we still get 3 packs and 800 gems, which is not bad. Not exceptional, but not bad. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna open like a ton of packs for you guys. Oh man, we've even got the opportunity to open a ×10. I don't think I've actually seen this yet. We've also got Kaladesh and 8th Revolt, since that released in addition to all of our fancy draft business. Want to open 10? Let's see what it looks like. Or does that lose? I don't know. Maybe that loses the allure. Nah, we're opening 10. Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. So it just shows you the rares. Good and bad, I guess. This is a cool set. I like Black Blade Reforged. Rare wild cards, obviously nice. Forebear's Blade's cool. Phyrexian Scriptures. Yawgmoth's Spell Offering. There's some stuff here for sure. Somehow I feel like it doesn't quite have the appeal of opening them 1 by 1 though. Although we're very close to the vault now, thanks to that. Yeah, we've opened enough Dominaria now that we've got most of the commons, about half of the uncommons probably. Still working on our way through the rares. But yeah, I think we're probably going to get to the vault progress. Let's open up some Kaladesh. So, I actually really did not play much during Kaladesh. I didn't enjoy the set too much. Bristling Hydra's good. I know it's at least has been a very strong constructed card, although I think Energy maybe got the axe a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Kaladesh as a draft environment never really grabbed me, and so I didn't end up playing too much. Yeah, so far I'm liking these Kaladesh packs, though. Some good wild cards, some good other stuff. Alright, and we've got the vault. Woo! The dream. The dream. You guys have to let me know if you actually like watching these pack openings or not. I think they're kind of fun. I know some people are like sort of the gambling aspect. It's just fun to watch packs get opened. I've never even seen this card. Tap X artifacts with the top X card library. It's kind of a weird card. Doesn't seem too bad, although you have to have like a lot of artifacts. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if you guys would just rather see the content and don't really care about this or whatever. Let me know in the comments if you have an opinion one way or the other. And non-artifact spells you control have Improvise. Okay. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. Thanks so much for watching the draft. Thanks for watching the pack opening. I will see you guys next time.